out here walking with these men and women up and over the Surf City Bridge, from the mainland to the island and back. Many firefighters are out here in full uniform to pay their respects. I spoke with one man who worked for the fire department and was in New York City on the day the Twin Towers were hit. The Mount Airy's Bears defense finished off their season by shutting down the Tarboro Vikings. They gave up only 7 points in their 20-7 win. The beauty of 1A football is that these players have to be good on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. For example, a quarterback who's also a top tackle on the team, and other offensive players making huge defensive plays. For coach and his players, this game was all about heart. The Real Housewives of Topsail Island do a long bike ride every year to raise money for locals who are affected by breast cancer. In the first year of the ride, the group raised almost $3,000, and just last year they raised $130,000. I spoke with Renee Callahan, the first recipient of this foundation. A resolution is a firm decision to do or not to do something, and Logan McLam is helping her clients stick to their fitness resolutions for 2023.
Okay.
Like many other gyms, Coastal Fitness Center is holding a New Year's challenge to create new healthy habits.
We set them up with all the right tools and to promote wellness and to promote those healthy habits that they can have for forever.
The easy part is setting goals. The hard part, actually achieving them.
Nice job.
Forbes Health did a survey to find out the most common New Year's resolutions for 2023. They found improved mental health, improved fitness, weight loss, and eating healthier topped the list. New studies have found that about 2/3 of people abandon their New Year's resolutions within a month.
People start so gung-ho and they're ready to do this, but then they get in here and they realize this is hard.
The secret to not quitting is to start small and stay consistent.
I think that there's some people that are just in it to win it, and they know what they want and they go get it.
Keeping people engaged on what's next is one of the best ways to keep people on their fitness journeys.
That's what's going to drive your client to get to the next level. Trying a new workout when they're bored with the routine. And it's those little goals, I think, that keeps them going, because it's the little things and those little milestones that create the big picture for them. 2 and 1, good.
Looking strong, looking strong!
Michael McNair is part of a crew paddling the entire North Carolina coast.
I see smiles!
McNair is an alternate paddler on this leg. This team is taking a journey through the Intercoastal Waterway to tell the story of Eastern North Carolina.
We're paddling up the coast to show our strength and show our support for all the initiatives in the area that support our water.
This mission of ocean conservation is important to McNair and part of the reason why he is a member of the Wrightsville Beach Outrigger Canoe Club.
Not only was I an avid paddler, and I was proud that the Wrightsville Beach Outrigger Canoe Club wanted to do this, but I'm passionate about clean water for a variety of personal reasons and just overall.
Those personal reasons are North Carolina grown oysters.
My family is involved in the oyster business, so clean water is critical to our farm, critical to the lives of our animals in the water, our oysters in the water, and critical to our family and our survival.
The main purpose for this paddle is to tell the story of the North Carolina coast.
What's wonderful about this is the strength of this team that's out there paddling right now, and the awareness that we're bringing to what we're doing is enlightening folks to the fact that we need to do everything possible to keep our waters safe.
Through the 120-mile paddle, the crew stops in multiple places to rest and recharge, but also educate. Georgia Bush explains the purpose of these stops.
While the paddlers are stopping the outrigger canoe at different points of interest along their route, we are just highlighting different projects and other initiatives that are parts of those solutions to the coastal conservation issues that we're trying to bring more awareness to.
For many locals, surfing is a way of life in Surf City, North Carolina. Thomas Gardner was 13 when he first saw his neighbors surfing. That was almost 8 years ago, and ever since then, he's been doing it too.
But once I had friends that did it, it made it a lot more easy and more comfortable to go out. And I just kind of picked it up and never stopped after that.
Rain or shine, Gardner is always out here. He says the best waves actually come with the storms.
The best days are like the biggest days and are often the most dangerous. even though like it's dangerous, there's still a lot of things you can do to prevent that from happening, and a lot of experienced surfers that kind of stuff doesn't really bother them. It's just more about trying to catch the next wave, trying to get the biggest wave, or just go home after with something to talk about.
Even from a distance, hurricanes still bring in large swells and dangerous rip currents, which can make it hard for the surfers simply to get into position to hit the waves.
It could take like 15 minutes to paddle out, just from how rough the water is.
Even though the water gets rough, Gardner says catching these waves is the most relaxing time of the day.
So whenever there's hurricanes like off the coast around this time of year, always they just bring in a really big swell, and those type of waves are always the most fun to ride.
Gardner is not the only one who thinks that way. Other local surfers like Hunter Griffith agree.
That's when you get the biggest waves and the best swell.
Since Gardner surfs so much, he is also a very strong swimmer, which is useful and necessary when the surf is dangerous.
10 seconds under this water after a wave feels a lot longer than that.
But his best advice?
Mostly just knowing how to handle getting under and over the waves without having to swim. So you mostly just want to be on your board the whole time, either paddling or standing.